What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
We've got an article from Kissmetrics from Olivia Rose, and it's a really, really good, simple series of steps to talk about what we started out the show with. It's about content theft. If you have a blog, you write articles or content websites, or you manage an online magazine, the chances are that you've had or will have your content stolen at least once. Now, this content then is reposted on other blogs, article websites, and personal websites without proper attribution. The point is, sometimes articles are copied directly from your website to another person's site. Okay, you can sometimes see that relatively easily. In other cases, the article is spun or slightly modified, but the final result clearly is based on your original work. Now, we've seen that happen time and time again. In fact, Doug, you actually have a situation happening right now.
I have someone right now that I'm trying to track down. They're collecting articles from a bunch of different blogs, and what they're doing is they just have affiliate advertising on the sides. So what they're trying to do is
monetize the thing.
Yeah, they're trying to monetize my content, and that's just not right. So
now we know your content's gold.
It is platinum.
It is platinum. See, but at the same time, is that it's the commodity in search engine optimization as well as customer engagement. If you write good content to be able to provide your consumers a way to understand your product or services better, and on top of that, answer questions of your consumers, if it's getting ripped off, they're using it for that level of engagement for themselves. And on top of that, they're pulling great content that you've used to score high on rankings and stealing that away. And guess what happens after that? Google starts seeing duplicate content on different websites and devalues both. It may penalize the company that was the plagiarizer. And I'm going to use that term because that is plagiarism. Without proper citation of an article, proper citation and referencing of where the information has come from. And on top of that, they should really be asking permission to begin with, but that's beside the point.
Well, in Google, a lot of times it has been proven that they picked the wrong one.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think Search Engine Journal has done a couple of posts where they've talked about where they posted a blog post and someone posted it on a Go site and they got ranked higher.
That's right.
So it's a real problem that you just have to go after it. You have to stop these guys from doing it.
There could be some situations where your content's reposted. That's one thing without your permission. But there's so many times where it may not be harmful to your site reputation. But if you want to keep your original content to your site only, then you should have the duplicate content removed from those sites. And the good news is that no matter how or why your content is used without your prior knowledge, there are measures you can take to have it removed when you find the offending content. Well, there are some ways to prevent this content from being stolen in the first place as well. And now I'm going to tell you about 5 easy tools that you can use for these tasks. Number 1 is Google Alerts. You might as well utilize the machine that's there to be able to scan your own content. There's a number of tools that they can use to scour the internet and see if your content is being used without your permission. One of the best tools is Google Alerts. All you need to do is go to the Google Alerts website. I believe it's alerts.google.com, if I'm not mistaken. Put in the portion of your article. Okay, now I can't stress this enough, is that there are 256 character blocks that are database equivalents of text references that you need to have a look at. So I'd say don't put 5 words together. Grab a string of characters because you're going to find so many different relevant points. And you also want to capture it in quotes as well, because you're going to have some relevant articles that have some of the same symmetry of word usage in there, but you need to see the string of characters as much as possible. They put your email in the address bar for Google so they can contact you with the results, and they can actually scan daily as it happens, all these different factors here. Pardon me. You can also create as many alerts as you like and adjust the settings to be notified on a daily, weekly, like I said, or as it happens. So you could literally map out your entire site if you were so inclined, and be able to track all the different snippets of content. And does that mean that you're not going to match if somebody had grabbed maybe a paragraph above or a paragraph below? Potentially. But at least it gets eyes out there looking for your unique content.
Right.
Now here's another tool that I wholeheartedly champion, and that's Copyscape. Copyscape's been around for well over a decade. Actually, I was using this way back when. It's a good option for those who publish a lot of content. Premium results are not free, but they are well worth the money spent. All you have to do is type in your website address, and Copyscape will search the web and let you know which sites are actually reposting your content. And we had a situation last year where there was some duplicate content that was out there, and we went through 256 pages of a website and tracked down every piece of unique content that was on somebody else's website and went through the purge process to whoever had it first. Didn't matter, because we actually inherited a lot of that content from our client. We had to clean it out. So we had to make sure that these pages weren't matching, and we ultimately almost rewrote the entire site because of some of the infractions that we were seeing there. And it was our opportunity to clean it up, make a much better, well-groomed website that was user content specific, but on top of that, completely void of any type of references to any other companies.
And in Copyscape too, I believe you can set up. Can you set up alerts? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can set up alerts, kind of like similar to Google Alerts, that'll alert you if somebody else is copying.
If you're hiring a copywriter,
yep,
Copyscape is important too.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I know a lot of teachers that use Copyscape.
Oh, absolutely,
absolutely. To see whether or not their students are actually grabbing stuff and they're pulling it down from Wikipedia and putting it into an essay. I mean, give me a break. Absolutely, and there's other tools for catching content thieves. There's also trackback notifications. These notifications are provided automatically by well-known websites and blog platforms like WordPress, Drupal, and Movable Type. They'll also notify you as soon as someone links to your post. If a particular site is linking to your site on a regular basis, there's a chance that the site is copying and reposting your material. So in order to use trackback notifications, you simply need to look over the feedback provided by your site, and it's usually sent to you via email, and then check any site that seems suspicious. Now, how do you remove the offending content? Many bloggers and webmasters have a contact page or email address on their site. You can simply contact them to remove it. That's the first thing. And if these content thieves actually ignore your emails, you can actually mention them socially and possibly file a complaint against them if the article is not removed. I'd go social before anything else. You also have tools to understand who's actually hosting that. So this website, if the website's not responding to you, if your request falls on deaf ears, then you can contact the hosting service as well. You can find this information by going to who is hosting this, typing in the URL of the site that has stolen your content. You'll be able to find the hosting services. Often they'll actually take down the entire site that has posted this content without permission. They can act that way. Now, there's another tool that's out there that is a heavy hammer. And this is inside of Google Webmasters Tools. This is the DMCA complaint. You can file a Digital Millennium Copyright Act complaint against a site that has stolen your content. This can be done via Google Webmasters Tools. It's a bit complex and should be done only if someone is getting a high ranking for your content. However, it is effective at preventing content thieves from misusing your content both now and in the future. It's fantastic information, but unfortunately there's no way to prevent content from being stolen, but these are some things that help you protect the content and reduce the odds of it being copied. You should have a clear copyright notice on the terms of use page. You should have that. On top of that, Copyscape also has an insignia that you can put at the bottom of every page to make sure that anybody that's actually pulling this information in knows that you're watching this page. Another big thing to do, and this is probably the biggest that we could possibly come across from a Google acceptance, is get the Google search authorship tied in. Get your authorship from your Google Plus page as tied into that you are a contributor to this particular website or this particular blog. So guess what? You're connecting the dots for Google that, hey, I'm writing this. And then whenever you talk to Google or file a complaint, you have a step above the thieves in question. And you want to do that. Honestly, these tools and tips can help you protect your content from being scraped, but they can't stop it from being stolen, but you can deal with it. So if you have any questions about this, I know there's a lot of information here, give us a shout. We can also set some of these tools going for you to be able to find out whether or not you've been ripped off, because guess what? You're going to drop in ranks and you won't even know what happened.
You're listening to Edge of the Web Radio with Aaron Sparks. We're online with exclusive podcasts, the latest web news, and links at edgeofthewebradio.com.